How do you personally handle fear and self-doubt when stepping into something new or challenging? You have mentioned it earlier, but maybe you can elaborate on that.
Excellent, excellent. So, definitely stepping into my business and just kind of developing various things, like you said, can I really do this? Uh, Speaking, having speaking engagement and thinking, is anybody going to be interested in what I have to say? So all of these things, is kind of just boiling over in your mind. And I think I always come back to, David, what is your purpose? That's why I'm a firm believer. My purpose is to impact and empower people to succeed
Yeah,
in their personal and professional life in order for them to be productive and fulfilled. That is my purpose.
yeah, wow.
So I always have to go back and say, David, all right, if this is your purpose, this is a part of your DNA. Now, what you need to do is you need to develop it. So I say it like this. First, you need to discover what's inside of you. You need to discover your purpose, your gifts, your talents. You need to go through a time of discovery. After you do that, the second thing you need to do is to develop it. You got to develop it. How did I get to be a professional speaker? I developed this gift. I remember years ago, oh my goodness, I was a very introverted person. And I remember my mother, when I was young, she would have programs in church, and she would always ask me to speak. I should. Oh goodness. Oh my goodness, that was not good days because I was terrified to speak in front of people. Oh my goodness. She would always have me, hey, I need you to do something, speak. I was just terrified. Oh, I was just terrified. And I had to harness that. I had to realize, David, and definitely when I discovered my purpose, I realized, hey, I'm going to have to develop my speaking ability because how am I able going to impact people? I don't know how to speak. So I have to develop it. So people always have to realize you first have to discover, then you got to develop. When you develop your gift, that starts lessening the self-doubt. See?
Yeah. Mm,
So when I started, I got a speaking coach. They taught me different ways to speak, how to express myself. So the more I developed that, and then when I went to speak, I realized, wow, is this feeling natural? People are liking it. So the self-doubt thinking, David, you'll never be a speaker. You're thinking, you'll never be a great speaker. I was like, well, that's not really true because it's working.
yeah. Yeah.
And then the third thing is you got to learn how to dominate. You got to learn how to dominate. You just cannot be good. You got to be great at what you do. You see, you got to be great at it. Now, in order to do that, you got to not try to be everything to everybody. You got to learn how to specialize in
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You see, that's the only way you can dominate. When you try to be good at everything, you're not going to be a specialist.
Yeah.
So I realized that, wait a minute, David, you can't be everything. You got to figure out what's your vein. And definitely my vein is uh, helping people to succeed and understanding their purpose. That is my lane. So I said, all right, I got to dominate in it. So I am a purpose discovery specialist because I dominate in it. I have success principles. I dominate in this field, you see? And when you start doing that, look at this. Self-doubt starts to respect you and fear starts to respect you.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, David. Wow. So Discover, develop, and dominate.
That's what you got to do.
I
That's what you
love
got to
that.
do.
Discover your purpose. And I also wrote discover your purpose and passion.
Exactly.
And then you develop it. And when you go develop it, it increases your self-confidence.
That's right. That's right.
And then you dominate it. So actually you master your gift.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.